This is a complete guide to drafting and managing a fantasy football team. By the end of this video, you will have the specific knowledge required to compete for your league championship. Fantasy football is a math-based game. You select a roster of real NFL players, and the statistics they produce on the field each Sunday determine your virtual team's score. We will follow a 3-step roadmap to get you ready for kickoff: setting up your app, executing a balanced draft strategy, and mastering weekly roster management. Getting started is simple. You only need a smartphone and an account on a standard platform like Sleeper, ESPN, or Yahoo. Subscribe to the channel to keep your football knowledge in the flow state. If you follow these steps, you'll be prepared to compete for a win in Week 1. Once you join a league, you face your first major constraint. You cannot play your entire team at once. Every week, you must select a specific starting lineup from your larger roster. A standard starting lineup requires you to fill specific slots: 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex position, which can be a runner or a receiver, plus a kicker and a team defense. Your remaining 6 players stay on the bench. It is a strict rule that bench players earn 0 points toward your weekly total, regardless of how well they play in their real NFL game. Your points are earned through on-field production. A passing touchdown is worth 4 points, while rushing or receiving touchdowns are worth 6. You also gain points for yardage, typically 1 point for every 25 passing yards and 1 point for every 10 rushing or receiving yards. Many leagues use PPR, or point per reception. In this format, players earn a full bonus point simply for catching the ball, which significantly increases the value of receivers and pass-catching backs. These scoring mechanics should serve as the filter for all of your decisions. Whether drafting a new team or managing your weekly roster, the math dictates your strategy. Your season's foundation is built on the draft board, where every manager selects their team. Most leagues use a snake draft for fairness. The pick order reverses after each round, so the manager picking last in round 1 gets the first pick of round 2. To gauge a player's value, look at their ADP, or average draft position. This metric shows you exactly where the fantasy community expects that player to be selected. Because rushing yards are worth more than passing yards, a quarterback who runs effectively generates points at a faster clip than a pure pocket passer. Targeting these dual-threat players is a reliable way to maximize your score. When you look at this draft board, you might see managers taking kickers early. Avoid this mistake. You should save these positions for the final 2 rounds of your draft. Defensive scoring is highly dependent on the opponent. Instead of using a high pick on a defense, you can stream the position by picking up a new defense from the free agent pool each week to face a weak offense. Priority should be given to wide receivers in the early rounds. They tend to have a lower injury risk than running backs and provide vital consistency, especially in PPR formats where their catch volume is rewarded. At the tight end position, the choice is binary. Either use an early round pick to secure an elite, high-volume receiver like Travis Kelce, or wait until the final rounds to fill the spot. Adhering to these positional values ensures you build a mathematically optimized roster while avoiding common errors in the early rounds. After the draft, your job is to manage the team. Every week, you must verify your starting lineup and check for real-world injury updates before the Sunday kickoff. Pay attention to the clock. Players lock into their spots once their specific NFL game begins. You cannot swap them for a bench player once they are locked. To replace injured or struggling players, you will use the waiver wire. This is the pool of players who were not selected in the draft and are available to join any team. You should submit your claims for these players on Tuesdays. The league processes the requests overnight, and the results are finalized by Wednesday morning. Mastering the leaderboard is about patience. When multiple managers want the same player, the system uses a priority list to resolve the tie. Winning a claim resets your position to the bottom of that list. Because your priority resets, you should save your top spot for a high-impact moment, such as a breakout rookie or a backup running back who suddenly becomes a starter. You should also be cautious with player trades. Inexperienced managers are often sent lopsided offers by league mates looking to improve their own teams at your expense. Always compare trade offers against expert rankings. Never agree to a deal until you have verified the actual value of the players involved. A successful season is not determined by the draft alone. It is won through disciplined, week-to-week management and the strategic use of the waiver wire. You now have the blueprint to draft for value, fill a legal starting roster, and navigate the challenges of a full NFL season. While the math builds the team, the real purpose of fantasy football is the social competition and the camaraderie with your friends. You can start that competition. Subscribe for more fantasy insights. Tell us your best team name in the comments, and we'll see you in week 1.